Welcome to this overview of PROACT version 4. This is the latest version of Reliability Center's root cause analysis software. In this brief video, we intend to highlight some of the upgrades and differences in version 4 for those users that may be more familiar with one of the previous versions of PROACT. Let's go ahead and get started. All of the navigation now is done in this blue area called the ribbon, as opposed to in one of the old versions where there were hyperlinks along the side in an area called the console. So we will go ahead and enter the RCA module, and you will see here all of the analyses that are in my database. And again, all of the navigation can be done up here in this ribbon, or by selecting an analysis and right-clicking. You have several options there, which are also the same options and additional ones that you do have in the ribbon, and you can still open an analysis simply by double-clicking on it as such. Some of the new features here on the main analysis list page are analysis status. If I click this drop down, you'll see that we have the ability to publish an analysis and of course to unpublish it. We can mark it as complete if we have completed the analysis, but for whatever reason we don't want to publish it and share it with our entire company. We can have that status as complete, and of course you can, if you need to continue your work on it, you can mark it as incomplete once again. We also have the ability to check out and check in analyses now, and this is basically a security feature where you can lock and unlock an analysis if you do not want anyone working on it, perhaps when you have to go away from the office or something like that for an extended period of time. Another new feature on the main analysis list page is the ability to filter and sort the analysis list. In prior versions of PROACT, you could only do this on published analyses, but based on a lot of feedback that we've gotten from our users who indicated that they would like to be able to search and filter on all analyses and not just published analyses. So if I bring up the filter and search tool, we can filter the analysis list by all of this criteria, and we can do several different levels to the filter if we like. In the Preserve section, we now have the ability to look at costs for individual preserved tasks, and you will notice once we are now inside of a particular analysis, as before, the title of the analysis appears on the top of the screen, but to do your navigation now, you simply click this drop-down, Go to PROACT section, and this is how you navigate to the different sections of the PROACT RCA application. In the Order section, we now have a new feature called Groups, and I will go ahead and click to show Groups, and you can see that in my version of PROACT I've created 2 groups, and how this is useful is if you regularly assign the same group of people to a particular analysis, rather than looking for them one by one in your resource listing, you set up an analysis, you can assign it to that group, and I'll just go ahead and assign this analysis to all of the members of that group. And if I want to double check who is part of the mechanical group, I can just click on Manage Groups, and then it gives me the members of the particular group that I have highlighted. And here I've got one called the Reliability Team, and it has this group of 5 people. Now in the Analyze section, it's going to be a little different. Again, accomplish most of your commands up here in the ribbon. So now, as opposed to a gray taskbar that was in the older versions of PROACT, we have what's up here in the ribbon. If I click this View button, now that can get me to my Build Hypothesis list. Or if I want to view those hypotheses that I still need to verify, being the incomplete outcomes, I can do that. If I want to look at root causes on this tree, I can do that. If I want to jump over to the templates, if I do have those, I can navigate to the templates using this drop-down list, and so on and so forth. PROACT version 4 makes it easier to trend and categorize your events, your failure modes, and any root causes that you've identified on your tree. You can do this now simply by double-clicking on the node, and you'll see here we have a node type, which is a physical root, as we've already labeled it, and then we have a node category. This has already been categorized as a skill-based error. But I have all of these categories that I could drop it into in order to have some data for trending. Maybe if we want to do that quarterly or annually or however often we would like to trend what kind of failures we are working on. And this list here may also be customized to whatever categories you like. All of the output now from PROACT is generated in Microsoft Word, which is going to make it much easier to edit and to format, adjust your reports to your liking. So I'm in my verifications view now, so let me just click to print this list. And as you'll see, it now comes up in Microsoft Word. And I will go ahead and just give the full view. And this way you have a much greater control or formatting capabilities and editing. All of the output, once again, comes up in Microsoft Word. A new feature in the tracking section is the capability to link a chart that I may have created in another application. If I would prefer to do that than building my own chart here in PROACT, I simply click on this Link Charts tab and click to link a chart, and I would want to import, and then I would just navigate to wherever that chart may be in my directory. And you can go ahead and link it and save it here on the PROACT database. The Analysis at a Glance section also has a couple of enhancements. If I will go ahead and navigate to the Analysis at a Glance, we now have this dashboard which also expresses the status of the analysis with pie charts. We can look at the analysis costs for all sections, if I want to just look at all of the costs of this analysis as a whole, or if I want to break it down by section, I can just see the Preserve section or just the Analyze or Communicate sections. And finally, in the Analysis at a Glance section, the process flow diagrams have also been enhanced to allow for a much more aligning and shaping features to create a cleaner and nicer process flow diagram. A nice new feature that is available when you're setting up a new analysis, and I will just run through this to show you, is the ability to select whether or not you would like to use email reminders on this particular analysis. So as you can see, the default, the way we have this set up, is to leave the box checked if you do not want to use email reminders. In prior versions of PROACT, email reminders were either turned on or turned off for the entire application, and now whoever creates the analysis does have the ability to decide whether or not they want to use that feature for that individual analysis. And that, of course, can be restricted by the administrator. You desire for it to be mandatory to use email reminders for all analyses, then this option here could simply just be disabled. I want to thank you for taking time to watch this PROACT version 4 overview. If you would like to get a more detailed demonstration or you have any questions at all about PROACT, please contact Reliability Center at the contact information here. Thank you very much.